Bam! It's time for a review. Alright, folks, before we get too far, happy BAMmis. BAMmis means it's Christmas time! Merry Christmas and happy holidays to all out there. And I hope you get some cool Transformers like these. We're going to be looking at the Constructicons today. We're going to be looking at 3 of them. Because I ain't got the other 3. That's something that BAM's still looking for, you know what I'm saying? Maybe they'll be under the tree as well, and then I can finish this particular review. But for now, I want to look at these figures, and I want to look at them for what they are specifically. I don't know about y'all, but I kind of like to use my Transformers as kind of like action figures. The transforming to the alt modes for me, the vehicle modes and whatnot, is kind of just extra. I kind of like looking at them as their action figures. You know what I'm saying? So here's the 3 figures we're going to be looking at today. We're going to be looking at Bonecrusher, Scrapper, and Scavenger. Now I hear that Scavenger is a little hard to find, so pick them up if you're out there. All right, so here's Bonecrusher's box. Pretty cool. I mean, these are all kind of the same. I like the art. I don't really care for these boxes, though. That is Devastator right there. Here's the back. 16 steps. I like that. BAM doesn't necessarily like the Transformers, man. They hurt my hands, y'all. I don't know about you. I'm getting old. There's Bonecrusher. Look at Scavenger. But I don't know if these are considered deluxe class or what. Probably, and then the other one's probably a Voyager. Alright, there we go. Let's see his art. Line them up, they don't look that good next to each other. It's kind of a shame. They could have done something there. What about over here? Yeah, they could have done something there too. If you line all these boxes up, maybe you have one of each figure. That's kind of a shame, man. Like, why didn't they put this on this side? And then you just line them up like that. If you want to save them in your collection, it's just like his shoulder. That's kind of a marketing fail, if I have to say so myself. There's what we're looking at for old Bonecrusher here. 15 steps for Scavenger. Bonecrusher 16 steps. So these are the deluxes, I believe. The lower price point. Now the upper price point. I believe this is a Voyager. I'm not really sure. Yeah, this is a Voyager. It says it right there. And the others are deluxes. So this is the increased price point. I don't like that there's some scuffing on the package here. But I'm not going to save the packaging anyway. These are getting opened. There's old Devastator, in case you didn't know. That's what it looks like on the back. He's an engineer and designer for the Constructicons. You can go ahead and pause that and read that. And I will show you the other 2 as well, just for completionist's sake. There's Bonecrusher. And here is Scavenger. Alright, so there they are all lined up. Let's go ahead and rip these guys out. We'll be back in just a minute. This is what we got for the mid-unboxing. You can see them all in their cardboard prisons. They're all, strictly affixed there with some twisted ties. They can't cause anybody any harm. You see their accessories are inside of these nice little bubbles here, and there's a bunch of instructions. Alright, let's continue getting these menaces out of the packaging. Be right back. And here's what we got outside of the packaging. Packaging be gone, man. We will never see that here again. Alright, let's take a look at these bad boys. From first glance, just looking at them, I can see some reuse between Bonecrusher and Scavenger. I mean, look at the legs. The legs appear to be exactly the same. But you know what? I think I'm okay with it. It's treads. What are you going to do? So this is Bonecrusher. This is what he's got working on here. His arms are like a little stumpy, which is kind of weird to me. But, I guess this is the deluxe class. They can fit in there what they can. I'm not sure if what kind of articulation we can get on these bad boys. He's got a joint there. Alright, so you got a little bit. Put him in some running poses. Alright, man. So as an action figure, he's got some cool poses you can put him in. Got some nice ratchets there going on. His feet has this claw effect going on there, so you can kind of pivot his feet. Oh, look at that, man. Alright, for the transformation. We'll get into the transformations in a little bit. This must be part of the combiner function. Alright, this is Bonecrusher. He's pretty cool. I wish his arms were a little bit bigger. Looks a little stumpy. He came with this blaster. Oh. There's his blaster. We'll just put that on there. And he came with another combiner piece. I would imagine this just connects to that, but we'll get to that when we actually try to do some combinations when we get the other figures. Alright, Scavenger. He's pretty much the same, I would say. His legs have the same articulation. His feet have the same articulation. His arms are a little bit better. They're not as stumpy. I mean, they kind of are stumpy. Yeah, some good movement on the head there. You get him into nice little poses. Dude looks tough, does he not? And he has his crane too. But I didn't want to put the crane in yet. I would imagine it just goes like that or something, but we'll look at the instructions in a little bit. Alright, Scavenger. Alright, now Scrapper. Now folks, look at the size differences, right? This is a Voyager. These two, Deluxe, cheaper price points. They all look the same size to me, so I'm not quite sure about that. As far as, you know, price is concerned. He looks pretty good. Some nice articulation. They got some holes back here. I mean, this higher price point, you think they might, you know, not have holes like that? Those ones didn't actually have holes, which was very nice. I don't think. Hey, look at that. There's like no blocky hole, no little hole there, but that's okay. Alright, Scrapper's pretty cool. He looks good. He's got good articulation here. I bet you can put him in all kinds of gnarly stances. And he can get scrappy, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, cool, man. Like I said, I like to play with my Transformers as if they're like action figures. Not so much for the transformations. He's got one heck of a backpack here, though. It's for the transformation. You know, there's like instructions here, but I bet you these are straightforward to transform even without the instructions. Alright, so there's the 3 figs. Not too shabby, man. Alright, I'll be right back with the transformations. It's probably going to take me like an hour, spoiler, but for you it'll be second. Bam! And here we go, all vehicle moded up. Alright, so for Bonecrusher here, he's looking pretty good. Yeah, not too much in the way of problems with Bonecrusher, but this is what he looks like. Not much rolling action going on with this guy. He doesn't really have wheels. It looks pretty good for vehicle mode. Everything kind of snapped in pretty good. Alright, so for Scavenger here, this one I had an issue with. And if you look here, you'll see what I mean. Do you see this joint? This is supposed to cleanly go into there, I think. And I think it's gonna break if I keep trying to force that into that hole there. So I might reach out to Hasbro and be like, yo, man, this is a bum transformer, bro. But yeah, you see it's kind of off there, so look out for that on your own version of Scavenger. It's kind of a shame. Not gonna lie, kind of a shame. But overall, it's a cool alt mode. I prefer them in robot mode, though. Yeah, that's a QC issue, I believe. I might reach out to Hasbro on that one and be like, yo, I can't even push it into place. I feel like it's going to break. That's a shame. All right, for Scrapper here. Here's what we got for Scrapper. He's got wheels. They roll pretty good, although he doesn't really contact with the ground too well. Maybe it's because of his scoop. All right, I got a little bit of roll in there. I like that. Out of all three of them, the transformation that was the easiest is probably Scrapper. I mean, it was pretty straightforward. That didn't look like it pegged in too well. Right there you go. Fix that. All right, man, not too shabby. For alt modes, there they are. And here they are, back in robot mode. You know what? I must say, this is the first time in a long time where I could transform them back from vehicle mode directly into robot mode without the instructions. So, that's pretty good, Hasbro. Good job. All right, let's get a rating for the trio of Bonecrusher, Scrapper, and Scavenger. All right, engineering, articulation, paint applications, transformation. I'm going to have to give this one a thumb sideways, folks. The issues that I had with Scrapper are pretty scary. I feel like that joint's going to break, and I'm hoping that when I eventually do form Devastator, that bum joint there will not cause an issue. I might reach out to Hasbro and try to get a replacement. We'll see. I don't know if they're going to have Scavengers. With these combiners, it's kind of hard to replace these things, but it is what it is. All right, moving right along to affordability. Now, affordability here, I'm also going to give this a thumbs sideways. Scrapper in the middle is the higher price point. The other ones on the side, I think they were $24.95, and I think he was $34.95. I don't know if I justify seeing the price difference between that. So I'm going to have to give it a thumb sideways. It's not good. It's not bad. It's right in the middle. All right, overall, it's a thumbs up. I love the Constructicons. This is my childhood, right? And to be honest with y'all, I could just see them on my shelf just like this. I don't even have to form Devastator. I could just have these guys on my shelf as baddies, and that would be just as cool. You know what I mean? Like, I draw back to the Transformers movie when they were all in the shuttle and they were about to be jettisoned into space. They were all busted up from, the fights and whatnot. And that's what I see. That's my Constructicons. Forming Devastator for me is not that big of a deal. That's pretty much it for this one, folks. I really do like these figures. I'm happy they did the Constructicons again. QC issues aside, my heart is more full for having them. You know what I'm saying? This has been a BAM review. My name is Bam. I review toys on YouTube. Go ahead and hit me with that like and subscribe. Take care of your boy. I'm going to end this one off, folks, with a nice photo shoot. As we do. Know what I'm saying? Keep a lookout on the channel for part 2 of the Constructicons. I'm going to pick up the other pieces and I'll put the team back together. And I'll also keep you guys updated on the status of my Scavenger replacement if Hasbro ever comes through with the goods. Know what I'm saying? But as far as that, keep an eye out for the photo shoot. This has been a BAM review. I am Bam, and I'm out. Merry Christmas, folks.